pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, Jessica, if you'd like to do the roll call.
Baker,
Here.
Kuhn,
Here.
Dryden,
Here.
Hedrick, Hines, Mitchell,
Here.
Sassy,
Here.
Thompson,
Here.
Fire, Police, Public Works, Ambulance.
Now, could I get a motion to approve the minutes of the October 15th, 2024 public hearing adopting the master trail plan? Okay, I got it. In a second? Okay, Betsy, all in favor of approving the minutes of the October 15th, 2024 public hearing adopting the master trail plan, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Abstaining? Okay. Is abstaining? He is gone. All right, now I need a motion to approve the minutes of the October 15th, 2024 regular council meeting. Clyde, in a second. Okay. Kevin, all in favor of approving the minutes of the October 15th, 2024 regular council meeting, say aye. And Mike abstains. Okay. Now we'll move on to old business. Could we get the ordinance committee report?
Ordinance committee met on Monday, October 22nd, 2024 at 4 o'clock. Present Mayor Dion, Betsy Hedrick, Kevin Thompson, Clyde Mitchell, Frank Cian, Darcy Seaman, Jessica Reitz, Carrie Keller, Jim Lee, Ranger Review, Brent Tiger. The first agenda item was the cat and dog license fee, resolution 3168. Mayor Dion presented a draft resolution to set fines for a license not being purchased. After discussion, Mayor will edit the draft, adding that there will be an incremental increase for repeat offenders, and will also ask the city attorney to review and sign off on the draft resolution before the council vote. Action at the November 4th council meeting, council to vote on edited resolution number 3168 to set fines. The second agenda item was nuisance properties. Mayor Dion presented a list of current active nuisance complaints in the city. Brant Gordon, the district sanitarian for Dawson County, requested the committee review the list to close out those that were completed to satisfactory level. The committee, with the advice from the mayor, has recommended the removal of 4 of the 7. The committee asked for the city attorney to review this decision for any concerns or corrections. The action to be taken to remove the following residents from the active nuisance list: 825 Dove Street, 617 South Pearson, 417 East Bell, and 312 South Nolan. The third agenda item is FYI Ordinance 6-2-6. Trailers need to be removed from city-owned streets or boulevard by November 1st. This information will be communicated to the public by an ad in the Ranger Review, posted on social media by Abria Bose, the communications manager. Public comment was asked for. Carrie Keller commented that ordinance 6-2-6 was, and she suggested changing all parking to 72 hours only. We adjourned at 3:19.
Okay, thank you. All right, next is the personnel committee report. Could I get that from you, Clyde?
Same people were present. Agenda item 1, change water department clerk to 4 10-hour shifts to match the rest of public works Monday to Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. starting November 24th. Committee recommends approving the shift change starting November 4th, 2024, if approved. Second item was change the schedule of other workers at City Hall to 4 10-hour shifts. Possible start date was November 4th, 2024. And again, the committee recommends approving the shift change starting November 4th, if approved. Public comment was asked for, and Ms. Keller asked if the city attorney had been consulted on the shift change, and we adjourned at 4:40.
Okay, thank you, Clyde. I just want to clarify something that Ms. Keller brought up. She read 3 questions out loud to the committee, and I didn't answer at the time because I didn't research it yet. So her first question was, as City Hall is paid for by taxes by the citizens of this city, why restrict the public's access to their government? Is this just for a convenience for the employees? What is the benefit to the community? So in your packet, I do have the responses, and City Hall would still be open 40 hours a week, and there would be no loss in services or hours going to a 4-day work week, as City Hall is still open 40 hours a week. Being open 4 days a week would allow some savings, as the heat can be turned down 3 days a week, and we expect there will be some other incidental savings once we get started. Following through with the 4-day week will increase employee morale, as they have asked for this schedule. It would seem that administration should do what they can when employees make a request, which is basically cost neutral on the budget. We believe this makes us more competitive, as there are many other agencies working 4 days a week, and it is helpful for recruitment and retention. Currently, the city policy states the department head, with the approval by the mayor, sets the hours and the days the employees work. Her second question was, we will have a government study that will be starting soon. Why not wait until after it is concluded to determine if hours should be different? The study commission, which will begin soon, has nothing to do with the hours or days that City Hall is open. The study commission studies the form of government and makes recommendations to which type of government is most suitable. At no point would the study commission determine the hours and days City Hall is open. And the third question is, we are close to being a Class 2 city where offices must be open Monday through Friday. Why restrict access now? In 1960, Glendive's population was 7,058. In 1970, it was 6,305. In 1980, it was 5,978. It does not appear that the city ever considered changing to a second-class city, even when the population was well above the numbers needed to go to a second-class city. It was decided that Glendive would stay a third-class city, as there are many expensive changes and requirements to become a second-class city. Currently, our population could go to 7,500, and we can still stay as a third-class city. I do not believe the city government has budgeted for or has planned to become a second-class city at any time in the near future. It is most likely that the city government would choose to stay a third-class city until the population reaches 7,500. So I just wanted to get the answers out there. That is something we get criticized for, that we don't answer people when they come to a meeting. So anyway, I got that. So now we can move on to public comment. Is there any public comment? Okay, hearing none, then we'll move to new business. New business is to approve resolution 3168, setting fees for dog and cat licenses. Resolution number 3168 is a resolution of the city of Glendive, Montana, to adopt fees for dog and cat licenses and set fees for when licenses are not purchased. Whereas the city of Glendive needs to set the fees for dog and cat licenses and set fees for unlicensed animals in the city of Glendive. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the city council, number 1, that the city council sets the license fees for cats and dogs at $20 a year for a neutered or spayed cat or dog, and $50 per year for an unneutered or unspayed cat or dog. Number 2, if the license is purchased before March 31st of each year, the cost shall be half, or $10 for spayed and neutered cats and dogs, and $25 for unneutered and unspayed cats and dogs. Number 3, if an unlicensed cat or dog is picked up in the city limits by animal control or by a police officer, there will be a $100 fine for the first occurrence, $200 for the second occurrence, and 300 for the third occurrence, introduced at the regular council meeting of the city council on November 4th, 2024. Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the resolution? Okay, and a second? Okay, Kevin? All right, is there any discussion about it?
Yeah, Mayor, just, what's the policy like on number 3 there? Somebody's passed their first occurrence, whatever, and all of a sudden they don't think they have the money to pick up their animal, then the city would send the animal to the pound and then they would deal with the policy there. I mean, is that what happens?
Well, the reason that we're trying to get them licensed is so we can identify the owners so they don't end up at the pound. But I would think that if people would get the license before April 1st, it's only $10,
Right,
you know? So I hope people will do it, but I guess if they don't, yeah, it will go to the pound and then maybe be adopted. Any other discussion about it? It does match our current ordinance with these amounts. That is what it is already. All right, well then, because this is a resolution, we'll do a roll call vote on the resolution number 3168.
Baker,
Aye.
Kuhn,
Aye.
Dryden,
Aye.
Hedrick,
Aye.
Hines,
Aye.
Mitchell,
Aye.
Sassy,
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Okay. All right, the next item is to approve removing the following residences from the active nuisance list. Could I get a motion to remove 825 Dove from the active nuisance list?
So moved.
Okay, Mike, and a second. Betsy, all right. Is there any discussion? This is a long-running issue, but they have cleaned it up. Yes.
So after we vote, then, do you follow up with a letter to sanitarian, or is that the last step? Or,
Well, actually, what we should be doing when these things come on the nuisance list, we're supposed to file something over at the courthouse, but it doesn't appear that anything's ever been filed. So in the past, Leon wrote the letters, but certainly I can write the letter to the sanitarian and tell them that we're recommending that this 825 Dove come off the nuisance list. They have gotten a letter from our attorney and they did clean it up, but I have heard from the neighbors that they fear that it's going to fall back into the same condition. And if it does, then we start over, I think. But if it's, met a standard, I think we got to move forward with some of these because we have more nuisances on our list than just these 7.
thank you.
Any other discussion about 825 Dove Street? All right. So all in favor of removing 825 Dove Street from the active nuisance list, say aye.
Aye.
Any abstaining? All right. Okay, the next one is, can I get a motion to remove 617 South Pearson from the active nuisance list? Okay, Clyde, and a second. All right, Rhett. Is there any discussion about 417 South Pearson? This is the property that the former mayor cleaned up. I did drive by. It is mowed. There is still some stuff in the backyard, and it is still abandoned, but it is, it's much improved from where it was. So,
Excuse me, Mayor, this is 617 South Pearson?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion about it? Okay, all in favor of removing 617 South Pearson from the active nuisance list, say aye. Any abstaining? No? Okay. The next property is 417 East Bell. Can I get a motion to remove that residence from the active nuisance list? Okay, Betsy, and a second? Okay, Jason? All right, all in favor, oh wait, is there any discussion about it? Okay, so all in favor of removing 417 East Bell from the active nuisance list, say aye. Okay, and abstain? No. All right, the next one is 312 South Nolan. Can I get a motion to remove 312 South Nolan from the active nuisance list? Okay, Betsy, and a second? Okay, Kevin? All in favor of removing 312 South Nolan from the active nuisance list, say aye. Okay, any abstain? All right, the next item of new business is to approve the billing and receiving clerk shift change to 4 10-hour shifts, which would be effective basically tomorrow. So could I get a motion for that? Okay, Jason, in a second. Betsy, all right. Any discussion about the billing and receiving clerk? The water clerk is who we're talking about here. Yes.
The plan here is Monday through Thursday, week by week for these 10-hour shifts. And then, is that correct?
Mhm.
They're not going to be an overlapping where some are Monday to Thursday, somebody is Tuesday to Friday.
Well, that was suggested by a couple of people that we do that. I guess in discussion, we could discuss this, but my issue would be if you take me out of the group because I'm just a part-time person. And if somebody calls off sick on a Monday, there's nobody there because we're only talking about 3 people here. So it means somebody's going to be alone in this building, or the same thing if someone's on vacation. That's why we thought if it was the 4 days, then that leaves all 3 women here still to be able to trade off when someone's on vacation or someone's sick or someone's on leave. So my concern, because I did have a pretty irate guy come in my office today from the water window, and I was able to diffuse the situation, but I do have a concern sometimes that people are alone, because we did have that one guy who threatened to go get his 45. So that's my only concern, is if we stagger them, that we are definitely going to have somebody by themselves here, or sometimes there might be no one here, because if someone is already off and someone calls in sick, then that's what we got. So anyway, I don't think I should carry the whole discussion here. So any other discussion? Yes, Mike.
Oh, just, was there any discussion about, you did 9 hours. Friday, you're out of here at noon, so it'd be 4.5 days. And so the city hall is open Friday. Somebody has business, they gotta be here, they gotta come in, before everybody's done. And everybody gets Friday afternoon off that works here. That's a 9-hour shift each day versus 10-hour, and then of course makeup on Friday. But that was just looking at keeping it open on Friday. And
I will say we don't get many people in here on Fridays.
well,
And a lot of other things are closed on Friday, but whatever, if you feel like that's important, then I think that we need to listen to what you have to say. Yes, Betsy.
I would like to say that, this first started out with Public Works, with the guys, and they were given this because of, the past union negotiation. And I really feel like we need to keep things fair between the employees. I think it's good for morale. And I also believe that, we're going to be having, hopefully coming up really soon here, online payment options where people can pay their bill. They don't necessarily have to come in. We have our drop boxes. So, we're not, and no one's water is going to get turned off on a Friday. So, and, our employees have asked for this, and it's a very little cost to the city. There are a couple of different costs that I've been thinking about. And one is the accrual of sick time and vacation. That's going to change a little bit. And the other thing would be, when they get their days off, instead of an 8-hour, day off, it's going to be a 10-hour. So there's a little bit of a cost, but I don't think it's a big enough cost to say, no, we can't do this. Because overall, no services are lost. And we're still open 40 days a week, or 40 hours a week. So that's my opinion.
No, just,
Okay.
I'm using up my lot. No, I don't have anything to disagree with Betsy. I appreciate what she said. I was just wondering out loud here, so negotiations come up again with our unions in the spring and in June and such. I mean, something that's been kicked around with Public Works from this side of the aisle anyway, when you're sitting in this chair, is that some of these things we're going to look at and then take a look at again if we don't feel that this is working out. And I guess I would say the same thing with this.
Right.
But I agree that those two components there, should be looked at very equitably. And I would be in favor of that. But if we end up changing one, then I think we'd have to look at the idea that we adjust it all if necessary to serve the city. I mean, not to punish anybody or because we don't like somebody. Sometimes I hear from ex-employees and I think that might be their motivation, but it's certainly not mine. Mine is to do what's best for the residents, community, the taxpayers. So, thank you.
Yes,
Well,
Doug.
yeah, as it sits now, Mayor, I'm gonna vote no. And it's not that I'm against the 410s. I feel that City Hall should be open 5 days a week. So
I understand. Yes, Jason,
What hours are we talking here?
7 to 6.
So conceivably, for the average Joe that works 8 to 5, City Hall be actually more accessible. They'd be able to sit in here before or after work.
It was. And we're always open over any time as well.
It's gonna work better for the gals and maybe even get a little more work done, be a little more productive. For a couple hours extra a day,
We better have some Red Bull.
Any other comments about this? Okay, so then we'll move to the roll call vote.
Baker,
no.
Kuhn,
No.
Dryden,
Aye.
Hedrick.
Aye.
Hines.
No.
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 Mitchell,
Yes.
Sassy,
aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
That's 5 yes.
Okay,
We
so
know.
that carries. All right, so then next item is to approve other city hall employees shift change to 4 10-hour shifts effective November 4th, 2024. Could I get a motion for that? Okay, Betsy, and a second. All right, Mike. Any discussion about that?
Just Mayor, just for clarification, so that involves employees that work in this building here.
Right, the city
Okay.
hall employees. Basically, that's Darcy and Jessica. And Frank and the assistant. So, okay, so I guess any other discussion about that? Let's move to the roll call vote on that one.
Baker,
No.
Kuhn,
No.
Dryden,
Aye.
Hedrick,
Aye.
Hines, Mitchell,
Aye.
Sassy, Thompson. It's 5-3.
Okay, thank you. All right, the next item is accounts payable claims of $215,768.01. Could I get a motion to approve that? Okay, Clyde, and a second? Okay, Jason. All in favor of approving the accounts payable claims of $215,768.01, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, next is the payroll for October of $369,134.66. Can I get a motion for that? Okay, Mike, and a second? Betsy, all right. All in favor of approving the payroll for October of $369,134.66, say aye. Okay. Any abstain? All right, next we'll move to the department head comments, and I saw, there he is, Mr. C, and I'll let you go first.
Got all the hydrants, pretty much ready for winter. Hydrants flushed, parks prepped, snow plow stuff around. Know it's coming, so looking fortunate for taking this on. Been doing some last minute stuff, repair stuff and anything that we need storm weather. And Jordan is finally, that's all hauled in, so that's a good deal. We did have some overtime on that project, but that's because of, for the DEQ requirements for the ACM, asbestos containing material. We did, I had a guy up there full time for that. Running the water truck, dust control, cover, taking care of everything while they were bringing the trucks in, so we had slowed down and everything. So that worked out pretty good. That's complete. Any overtime that we have in that will be offset by the cost of the material that is all in. So we'll be good there. Big project here. Hopefully get the spare 300 pass once the state can get their phones and stuff out of there, and we can get in there and get that clean. I'd like to take advantage of some last couple of days of weather and try to get that clean before winter hits. So, and that business as usual. Any questions?
Oh, mine's cooking. Frank, the landfill, it still operates 6 days a week,
Yep.
right? Okay. So somebody, those shifts, somebody has
Yeah,
to.
no change in that.
I was curious if you had a total tonnage.
I did.
I have it.
Yeah, I didn't bring it with me though, dang it.
Say tonnage or cost.
Tonnage. And I told Brendan today, so he should know.
I hear it here. That's the number I was looking at the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks good. They did a good job. Anybody's been up to find lately, but I feel like that looks good too. Other than that tree pile, but you have to have moisture to burn that, so I'm not gonna take a chance. It's been so dry, so I want 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground before we like that, so that's where we're at with that. Yeah. Let's do it. You don't put the dump truck in. It does, or did you say? Yeah, good. Yeah, it looks, the landfill's looking as good as it has. Since I've been there, so. What do you think about that? What was that was your question.
All right,
Oh, well, yeah, actually, I've gotten quite a few complaints about the new schedule, for the garbage and stuff, and I've just been telling people to be patient with it, because I know you guys are still working through it. How long have we been going? 3 weeks now? That's about it.
Since the 7th of October,
Yeah.
so about 3 weeks, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's hard this time of year. We've had 3 holidays in November, so that doesn't help.
Sure.
So it's the worst month. I mean, next year in 25, we're only affected, the schedule will only be affected 5 times the entire year next year, which is good. You know, everybody's complaining that, you know, all the trash, the frequency hasn't changed. It's just the days. We moved it from Tuesday to Thursday, or, you know, from Tuesday and Friday to Monday and Thursday.
Mhm.
So, you know, we get a few complaints on that. We've had people call, but then, you know, okay, well, basically it's not getting the can out, people are forgetting. And this time of year, trash cans are getting packed full of leaves. So that is a big problem. I mean, I had a lady come up today, was wondering, hey, I filled all 3 of the trash cans in the alley up this weekend with leaves, and I don't have anywhere to put my trash, and it's.
I've noticed on Sunday too, from like City Hall all the way to the Mexican restaurant, they're all overflowing,
Yeah,
you know, and my neighborhood too, but I think not just from the people, the businesses and the people living there, but I think there's people just driving around.
That's
throwing garbage.
100%, you know, it's 100%. Well, yeah, we get that all the time. It's hard this time of year. Any businesses and stuff that we see are from, we've been getting extra cans out. We've been trying to, you know, help with that, but really, I mean, you're getting picked up later on Thursday. You're not getting picked up on Friday, so basically the trash takes addition to get those cans. Just be that Thursday night, you know, because they're gonna have anything from 10 o'clock on Friday would automatically be there anyway. So that can's getting done later on Thursday, so they have the Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, early Friday morning trash is the only difference. That would be in anything.
Is there an option for maybe one of them guys at the dumps to just make a run through the business district? So you don't have to have 40 garbage cans down the street?
Well, we really haven't, the only places we've really added any, there's a couple places, one of the hotels and YRI. And I don't think YRI is even gonna need it, but we just wanted to make sure. And, when we are picking up 40s a week and a lot of those, if they're, you know. So the leaves they've just been killer this time of year. You know, they're killer even with our trucks. They come into the landfill and we want it. Those are just full of leaves and, you know, we're dumping twice as much this time of year, and that'll be over in another. Not even, a week.
Any other questions for Frank?
And last week, we had a driver that missed.
Yeah, we had a
We
substitute.
had a substitute driver, and, something happened there were some alleys, there was a couple alleys missed. And,
In a couple garbage cans. I literally watched him pick up the one down on my house, skip mine, and then go to the next one and pick up that one. And I was like, you got one, dude.
I think maybe that's good. Including me.
It's Exodus.
I think that was a statement.
Just so it's a, you know, we're all aware of what's going on and it's. Might have to make some changes or add some cans, whatever we gotta do. Do the best for the taxpayer.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been adjusted. People call and we've been going out and, I mean, we go around and we go pick them up. We went, I mean, on Friday, I know Ryan went and picked up a couple cans and I took them up to the landfill and brought them back. I mean, we're trying, we'll make it work. We'll get a system figured out.
Okay, sounds good. All right, did you have anything, Mr. Rubus?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Okay. How about you, Mary Jo?
Yeah, over the weekend, Johnson County Published posted a ICS their class as an incident. So it's a 21-hour class, and it's 7 EPs class. So I'm really pleased with it. It's for those of you that don't know, incident command, IC, and then it's a whole chart of people that represent something when an incident happens. And this was on expanding, so it's pretty detailed, but everybody seemed very positive about it. I am doubtful that the people that were there as far as EMTs will ever really experience that. But what it does help with is applications and grants. Those have to be up on our ICS system and NIMS compliant and whatnot, and that helped us tremendously. There were 14 total people in the class and 7 of them, so I was really, really pleased with that. But they gave up their entire weekend to take that, to sit through all that, but it was a good class. And then several months ago, I'd mentioned that Glendive Ambulance Service was selected for one of 7 services in the state of Montana for Frontier Leadership Program. And that has gotten picked up. And what that means is that our service, our department, received $12,000 free, grant free. There's no match with it. And it has to be used specifically for training. So running an EMT. Between Jess and I, we've been doing some paperwork for the state, and I think we've got all our questions answered now. I think it'll be paid quarterly, so, but still, it's addition person change. Otherwise, it's all
Great,
Thank you.
thank you. Did you have anything, Assistant Chief Mills? Okay.
Service. For total citations, we had 65, again, not including any arrest warrants. This Friday, Sam Bright graduates from the Montana Law Enforcement Academy. And then we will have an officer meet around the end of January. We did have a dispatcher leave us this month. And plan on opening up, she moved up to the full-time position. Excuse me. We moved our part-time position up to the full-time position. So when she gets completely on her own, which looks like the way she's going to be the end of this month, then we can open up that.
Great. Thank you. Okay, and I miss anybody? No. All right, so the fire department report is in your packet. The street committee will meet on November 13th at 4, and the FUPR committee will meet on November 13th at 4:15. Now I had said that I would give a rec department report once that we had all the expenses for the rec center. So as you people on the council know, this does not include the pool. The pool is separate from the rec center, but what I found was that both our employees quit on August 20th. So we had about 2 months of wages and benefits. And that totaled $53,715. We had office supplies of a little over 8,000 and a phone bill of $552.02. So last year, the rec department budget was $175,288, but the actual that they spent was $187,696.61. And this year, the rec department is $67,411.63. And then as far as the overtime report, as Frank said, there was overtime with Public Works, and that was due to the cleanup of the Jordan and having one person doing it. And then we had a little more overtime with the police because we had a dispatcher who quit. And the fire, they went down by $1. So their overtime went down by $1. So now it's time for the mayor comments. So I just want to remind everyone that attends council meetings and committee meetings here at City Hall. We post on the agenda and on signs that are here in the council room that council meetings are recorded. The entirety of council meetings are recorded live on video and audio. You can watch a city council meeting live on YouTube under City of Glendive. In the past, the city has not recorded any committee meetings, as those meetings are just to discuss and recommend items to come to the council for a vote. No action can be taken at a committee meeting because there's not a quorum. Last week, it was brought to my attention that parts of the city committee meetings are being recorded and are posted on YouTube by the Glendive Tattler. These recordings have been made without informing the public attending the committee meetings that the committee meetings are being